So welcome to the guide on the Golden Gloves. Now, I've got to be honest, guys, I've played a ton of different VR games in terms of fighting. I've played Tool of the Fight, and this one is a bit of a mix, okay? Because this game is not really like Thrill of the Fight. It's kind of like Thrill of the Fight, but I think it's just 25% more arcadey. Now, what I would say to you guys, if you just get game, I would say it's still a very decent game, and it does give you that, fighter feel. One of the first things you want to do, it does take you through that tutorial area, but as a beginner, I think you do want to be able to practice your combos on this to see which kind of punches are going to be more effective. Now, this is super good. And the reason that I say that is because in previous boxing games, everybody knows that people just love to spam, spam, spam. So I'm going to show you guys why, as a beginner, spamming is not one of the things that you want to do. So let's take a look at the final damage, and you're going to see the damage reduction usually because when you spam. So let's say I throw a jab, and apologies if my audio messes up here because, I've got a mic that's on me. So if I throw a jab, it says the final damage was 24. Okay, valid punch. Okay, throw another jab, damage is 26. But if I throw like 2 jabs, you can see there's a damage reduction, 4.62. And that's because they don't want you to be spamming punches. So, previously when people would do this, and you'd be like, why am I losing the fight? How are they punching so much? On other games, that is still an issue. I haven't tried Thrill of the Fight 2 in quite a while. I know that was an issue. On this game, that is not an issue, which is super, super good. So if you're in this game, the key here is just throw not concise punches, but key punches that actually knock your opponent. So you want to throw a jab, then of course you want to throw a hook, okay? Now, don't be spamming punches. That's not going to work. You want to actually fight like a real fighter. I know that's, of course, cringe because, playing a VR game, but this is, of course, the closest you're going to get to realism if you're playing a virtual reality game. So, of course, it does have uppercuts as well. If you want to throw the uppercuts, you can see just how good the punches are. So it's completely up to you if you want to see how the punches land, what your best punches is versus how much energy you're throwing. I know for me, my most effective punch is the jab. It's basically a straight right. Doesn't take that much energy and deals around 20 damage. And I know that versus me throwing like an overhand hook, that one requires so much damage, but it also does double damage. But my straight rights are just so much energy, but they only deal 20 damage. So figure out what's going to be your highest damage punches, what are going to be your lighter punches, which ones are going to be good for you. And then, of course, once you do that, then you can be like, okay, now I know what I'm going to get. One unfortunate thing about this game, one thing that unfortunately I don't like is that there is no, multiplayer regions. So I'm guessing because the game is just out. I mean, I tried to generate a game, you can't really do that. And so if you want to play with people, you have to click the private game. So I click start a server, and this would be my invite code. Okay, so the big thing about this game, what they're doing right now, is they're trying to get everyone into their Discord to find new players. So of course, this is a bit rudimentary. I do wish they did just have like a multiplayer server where I could just go game. So right now, I'm guessing the game is still not in still in its early stages. So if you want to be able to play with other people right now, go into the Discord, join people by that way. That's going to be the only way that you can, join people. So, of course, since I want to leave the multiplayer, I'm going to go and click leave multiplayer. But I think the Discord, it might be active. Honestly, I haven't joined it just yet. I've been super busy. So, yeah. Now, let's get into the actual movement. So, it does actually say that there is one private session here. So, I will be able to join. It's actually really cool. So, if you do want to join someone, it should say right there. And, the private sessions, I'm not sure how popular this game is going to get. But maybe by the time that updates come around, there's probably going to be more stuff. Now, there will be tournaments. I do know that they're going to have some tournaments at certain dates. So, of course, check the Discord for that stuff. And so also another thing as well, they do have mixed reality, which is really good. I don't want to show you guys my opponents, so I'm not a fan of mixed reality. But yeah, for me, joystick movement is on. The reason you want to use joystick movement on, this is if you don't want to actually physically move. So if you don't have a 6x6 area or whatever, turn joystick movement on, and that way you'll be able to actually move with the actual joysticks if you want to. So let me show you guys how fighting is and the best kind of things to do. So in this, you basically have time to ready up or leave. And so let's go into this match. Now, one of the things that you can't do, okay, and this was useful in other games because I used to get tired and I used to like this feature. You don't seem to be able to hold your opponents like this. When you clinch, there is no clinch in this game. I don't know if they're going to add that, but that is a key feature that you can't do. So if you get tired, your best bet is to just run away. just run away, okay? So there's no clinching in this game. If you get tired, run away. And these guys, they don't seem to be that fast. Now, remember, this guy's a career mode guy. In online, it probably is a little bit different. So do remember that when you're facing these career mode guys, you might not be able to run away. But considering there's no clinch, the biggest thing you can have as a beginner is your blocks, okay? So your blocks are going to be key. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but in this game, head dodges don't seem to be as effective. Maybe it is better online, but head dodges don't seem to be as effective. It seems like they're focusing on the blocks. And in most games, not most games, but in most matches that I played in career mode, it seems like they're, shooting at your, face mainly, and then they're shooting at your either left or right side, okay? And you can see right here, this is where they're shooting at the left or right side, and you can see it's mainly focused on blocking. Now, sometimes it won't work. You do have to make sure that your gloves are a little bit, away from your face just to get it to work, because sometimes games do that. I remember Thriller the Fight, that was a game as well. So like, you have your gloves right up there. Sometimes it doesn't work, but this works for the most part. So, of course, firing shots, you can fire shots, but I've seen that the best way is just to, get in, get out. And yeah, it is pretty good in terms of the hit detection, I will say. Like, it's not like other games where the hit detection is super bad. Hit detection is super good. Of course, you can get knocked out, so, be aware of that. But this game, it's super good. I think it's just a bit, limited in terms of a few things. Like I said before, when I've played this game, I've seen the head movement. Like, for example, if I'm moving my head around now, like, it doesn't seem like I'm able to dodge too many punches. It doesn't seem like they're actively aiming for my head. Maybe it's just the guy that I'm on career mode for, but it just feels like head movement isn't a big deal in this game. It's more like blocking and then countering. That's what it feels like in terms of the gameplay. Now, I could be completely wrong, but yeah. But I think the reason this game is so good is because it takes away from that arcadey spam feel, and it moves you toward that clinical, punching sort of thing. So I don't want to throw too many punches because I've been throwing a lot of punches and my arms are like super tired. So this is just like a quick guide. Now, of course, once again, if you're, doing this game, you can throw several punches. So first punches you got jab. You can throw your jab at the top of the head. Even if they got that up, you could put that jab to the top of the head. Of course, you got jab to the body. Of course, side to the body as well. That one is a good one. Of course, you've got right hook, left hook as well. And you do have an uppercut, but it is remarkably hard to hit that uppercut, honestly. So you can try and hit it, but it is super hard to hit. So yeah, you've got your standard punches. And like I said before, remember, try not to spam punches. I think this game is more of those ones where you try to hit, get in, get out. Maybe the biggest thing I've seen that you can do is you can throw like a 2-punch combo sometimes. Like, you know how you set up the jab cross? That is a punch that has worked well for me in the past, and I'm able to knock this weapon. I do know that, yes, this career mode guy is only the second career mode guy, and there is, of course, other guys that, you can face in career mode, but I think this game, provided you land the right shots, you're able to do it well. And I keep spinning around because I have a cable that gets tied up on me. So I've got to mic this cable, so that is why this is the case. But other than that, I still think this is a pretty decent boxing game. I've seen some terrible boxing games. This one, I got to be honest, this is a Thrill of the Fight contender. It is a pretty good game. The hit detection is good. There's no spamming in it. Once multiplayer does get bigger, I think this definitely can rival Thrill of the Fight 2. Although right now, that is I think the king of the game. So yeah, if you enjoy this game, of course, remember, blocking is going to be one of the key things that you can have here, and I do like how it tries to, make the blocking a bit more realistic. So if you guys enjoy this, let me know what questions you guys have. And yeah, I think this is a more clinical game. I'll be seeing you guys in the next